But to give the devil his due, you cannot deny Trump that he has the ability to shock and awe. If there is one thing that's guaranteed about Donald Trump's foreign policy, then it is the unpredictability and a tongue-in-cheek response to policy traditionalists. The U.S. president's maximum pressure approach has led to increasing confusion about America's intentions. And while his unconventional moves leave a legacy of their own, there is no saying what the consequences will be. Here's a report.
I, Donald John Trump, do solemnly swear that I will faithfully execute the office of President of the United States and will, to the best of my ability, preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution of the United States. So help me God.
Signs that Trump was going to do something unprecedented with foreign policy started emerging from the moment he took the oath of office. Right from the starkly nationalist rhetoric of the inaugural address to the unpredictable and sometimes even unintelligible tweets, the departure of Trump's first national security advisor, Michael Flynn, after only 25 days in office, and a whole host of other developments had made it clear that Trump would break dramatically with long-standing traditions in policy. In fact, one of Trump's campaign promises was to get the U.S. out of the Iran nuclear deal, which he slammed as the worst possible.
I am announcing today that the United States will withdraw from the Iran nuclear deal.
Former President Obama got the U.S. to sign on the deal in 2015, but in the month of May last year, Trump withdrew from it. While the specter of an armed conflict does loom large, Trump's handling of the situation has raised many eyebrows. The jury is still out on Trump's pullout of the Iran deal. What's clear is this: Trump has challenged convention every step of the way and gambled on his choices, with varying results depending upon the issue. Months after taking office, Trump pulled out of the Paris Climate Accord in June 2017.
My solemn duty to protect America and its citizens. The United States will withdraw from the Paris Climate Accord.
Shouldn't have been surprising, since he always claimed that global warming is a hoax. Trump claimed that spending money on fighting global warming undermined the U.S. economy. The move was lambasted by the majority as it was a huge step back in the world's combined efforts at mitigating climate change. A year later, Trump did the unthinkable. He met North Korean leader Kim Jong-un for talks in the first Singapore summit, a massive success that had the whole world watching. This was against any and all existing rules of engagement with the hermit nation. But things soon went awry at the second summit meeting in Hanoi this year. So much so that nearly all hope was lost and Trump's radical move was seemingly doomed. Until Trump followed it up with his boldest move to date: an open invitation on a tweet to a country's leader who is threatening nuclear annihilation. And surprise, surprise, it worked. Trump even walked the last mile, quite literally, to make it work. Critics can say what they want, but Trump took the road no US president had traveled before. Trump's policy on Russia, too, has been one that can be described as where eagles dare. Trump had the audacity to appoint Rex Tillerson as the Secretary of State, the US equivalent of a foreign minister. Tillerson, who had made business deals on behalf of Exxon with President Vladimir Putin of Russia, opposed the sanctions against Russia. Tillerson lasted only about a year in his position and quit office in March last year. Since then, Trump is having his son-in-law, Jared Kushner, remote control US foreign policy. So much so that Tillerson is now coming out with revelations about how Kushner worked behind his back. Trump's America First mantra yielded the most controversial of all his projects: a border wall between the US and Mexico. Even as he is involved in a contentious fight at home with the Democrats to get funding for the wall, here too, Trump is bullying Mexico into spending more on border security. Trump does not suffer from the idealism of George W. Bush, but then he is blinded by his own ego. Bullying is second nature to him. And up until now, America's vast power has allowed him to be the egotistical bully without really suffering the consequences. The question is, for how long? Bureau Report, WION, World is One.